resident and local real estate agent here in Anaheim, I've always loved exploring the city's hidden treasures. There's really nothing quite like the magic of Anaheim's rooftop bars. So you've got stunning views, delicious drinks, vibrant atmospheres, and they're just really perfect spots to unwind, celebrate, or just to enjoy the company of friends. So join me as I share my insider knowledge and guide you through the must-visit rooftop experiences here in Anaheim. Let's go. The Fifth. This is Anaheim's first rooftop bar, located on the 5th floor at the Grand Legacy Hotel, directly across the street from Disneyland off Harbor. You can park here through valet only. It's $15 if it's available. If it's a busy weekend, valet is usually going to be full. So the other option besides Ubering is to park at the Garden Walk down the street, and they'll validate your ticket there for 3 hours, but it's going to take you 5 to 10 minutes to walk over there, so keep that in mind. The Fifth is a pretty casual spot, but I'd say dressy casual, just depending on the night, like if you're going on the weekend. They serve really great drinks and some pretty decent food, but since it's the original rooftop bar in Anaheim, it's very special, and it has some really cool hints of Disney in its drink menu and even its ambiance. I remember they had a special Disney 100 drink. I couldn't even tell you what was in that drink. It was so delicious, and I still dream about that drink. The Fifth, are you watching this? Can you bring that drink back? But I'm totally curious to see what their next seasonal drinks are, because they always have a changing drink menu. And the food is very much like a higher quality bar food. There really aren't many healthy options, so there's a lot of dishes that are pretty heavy, like fried food, which is fine, but if you're trying to keep it light, you won't really have that many options. And if I'm being completely honest, the food here is okay, depending on what you order, of course. But what I really love about this place is that it's got live music, DJ on the weekends, and of course, the view of the Disney fireworks. I love that part. The last time I went, the DJ was playing a bunch of 90s hip hop and R&B jams. We just couldn't help but like dancing in our seats, and I kind of had to get up for a little bit. At 9:30, the DJ takes a break because they dim the lights and they turn on Disney music to be in sync with the Disney fireworks. This is always my favorite part of the night there. One of the main reasons why I like to go, but the view is really good because you're literally right across the street from the park. Out of all the rooftop bars, this is the closest to Disney. Maybe it has the best view? I don't know, we'll see. But the Fifth is also open for private events, and I've been to several of those. It's really great to throw a party there, and I highly recommend it if you can. A couple things to note about the Fifth is that they do have heaters throughout, but it gets cold, so definitely bring a jacket on cooler evenings. They're only open Tuesday through Saturday, and it's only dinner time, so after 5 o'clock, they close when they close. Sometimes they're closed for those private parties, so make sure that you check their calendar before planning your visit. I highly recommend making a reservation before going, because especially on the weekends, it can be really hard to get in, and they may not accept walk-ins those days. Pro tip about reservations, you're probably gonna wanna make a reservation if it's for a weekend at least a few weeks in advance. The second rooftop bar that opened up in Anaheim is called Parkestry, and that's located at the JW Marriott Hotel on the 11th floor, so a little higher up. That hotel is attached to the Anaheim Garden Walk. It's really just down the street from the Fifth at the Grand Legacy. In fact, you could actually see it from the rooftop, so you can say hi to the people at the Fifth. You could choose to park in valet. I believe it's $25, but only if you validate your ticket. You could park for cheaper at the Garden Walk, and it's like $4 an hour. First hour's free. This place is pretty casual. Feel free to dress up, of course, and bring a jacket on cold nights because they don't really have a lot of heaters, and it can get really cold and windy up there. Let's talk about their food and drinks. Their specialty drink menu is really small, but they can make most cocktails. I do remember a couple of their cocktails being pre-made, so you can't really make modifications on them. They were still tasty, and the actual menu itself is pretty small too, and it does change seasonally. I've had some really good dishes, and I wish they'd bring them back. Most of the dishes are pretty light, good for sharing. If you do have an appetite like I do, you're probably gonna need to order a few items. And also wanted to note that the cocktails are a little bit on the higher end side. You'll see that cocktails at other rooftops aren't as much, but they're about $18 to $23 a drink. It's a little bit more expensive, so keep that in mind. I do really love the view here though. You're higher up than at the Fifth. You can see more of Anaheim, more of Disneyland, more of Disneyland California Adventure. And of course, speaking of Disneyland, you also get a really great view of the fireworks. If you're just here for the fireworks and you want to just see the fireworks, just ask to sit on the north side of the rooftop. But if you want to enjoy the live music, which is on the weekends, Thursday through Sunday is when they do it, then I'd recommend sitting on the south side where the bar is, and you'll see the DJ set up over there too. Speaking of the DJ, the music is typically pretty mellow. If you're looking for a dance party, there are better options than this, like the Fifth, for example. But this rooftop is open only a few days. It's Tuesday through Saturday, and they open at 6 until whenever they close. And they do take reservations through OpenTable. They also do take walk-ins, and you can go sit at the bar as well. It is absolutely recommended to make those reservations. The third rooftop bar to open in Anaheim, and it might be my favorite, but I'll let you know at the end. Top of the V is located on the 12th floor of the Viv Hotel, so this is the highest floor location. You can see this one right off the 5 freeway. It's right off of Anaheim Boulevard and the 5. Since this is the 12th floor, it does make it the highest rooftop bar in Anaheim, so that's pretty cool, making the view really beautiful. They do offer complimentary valet parking with your restaurant validation, or you could park in the self-parking lot if you prefer to do that instead. They also validate there. This place is a little more upscale, but there's really no dress code, but I highly recommend getting dressed up for the occasion because this place is really fancy inside. If you're sitting on the outside patio, which I totally recommend, make sure to dress warmer on cold nights. They also do have heaters and fire pits too, so that'll keep you warm, but it gets a little breezy up there. Speaking of the outdoor patio, it is probably my favorite place to sit. It's basically an outdoor VIP lounge with couches and fire pits, and it's the place to watch the Disney fireworks at 5:30. There's also an outdoor bar here. You can sit there, or you can sit inside. You can even just sit at the bar inside because it's also beautiful. The decor inside is really gorgeous. It's retro with dim ambient lighting, gold accents, marble accents, and the dining furniture is also really pretty. Velvet chairs, sparkling chandeliers, those floor to ceiling windows that gets the view of the fireworks and Anaheim. There's even cool decor in the hallways and in the bathroom. Like I remember finding this fun feathered lamp and it had duck feet on it. I'm like, this is so cool. And then even in the bathroom, it's super Instagrammable. Like take your little selfie in there. But we haven't even talked about the food. It is amazing. It's a Spanish tapas food from the Basque region of Spain. They're known for charcoal grilling, like their grilled octopus, also for their paella. They call it the bomba. There's a lot of seafood on the menu. If you don't like seafood, you might not have as many choices, but there are other options as well. I really like ordering the croquetas. Oh my gosh, the duck paella is amazing. It's so good. But besides the food, the cocktails here are also fantastic. They're all handcrafted and honestly reasonably priced for what they make. They're around like 18 bucks a cocktail. I also love that they have a selection of mocktails on the menu too. I don't always drink, so I really appreciate when restaurants have mocktail menus on them, an actual mocktail menu. Besides cocktails and mocktails, they also serve local craft beers on tap and a variety of Spanish wines. As far as the ambiance, this is a lounge. As I recall, they don't have a DJ or live music like the other rooftop bars, but this restaurant is absolutely a fantastic spot for a romantic date night or even a girls' night. Of course, we have to talk about those panoramic views again. This is one of the best views of Anaheim as a whole. It's also the farthest away from Disneyland. You do get a great view of the Disney fireworks. They're just past the 5 freeway and a little bit smaller. I definitely recommend making reservations for this restaurant, although I have seen last-minute reservations open, but of course it's always best to plan ahead to make sure that you can get in, or you can just head to the bar and have a drink. You don't need a reservation for that. One thing to note, it's only open a few days of the week, Wednesday through Saturday, only for dinner time. If you prefer to sit inside and have a window seat, you can pay $10 per person to guarantee you that window seat so you have the best view in inside the restaurant. The newest rooftop bar in Anaheim is called Rise, and this might be one of my favorite places. It's located on the 7th floor of the Westin Hotel off Catella. If you're looking at California Adventure, it's directly across the street, so it's really close. Reservations are required, so there's no walk-ups here. You have to make a reservation. What is cool is that they do validate your valet parking for 2 hours. And this place does kind of have a dress code. They call it upscale casual, so you can't just walk in wearing flip-flops, beach attire, or a baseball cap, which is fine because you want to dress up every once in a while. Just like the other rooftops, there are heaters, but still be sure to dress warm on cooler nights because it gets breezy and cold up there. I do feel like Rise is the most similar to the 5th rooftop because it has a killer view of Disney fireworks. They also play Disney music while the show is going on, and they also have live music on the weekends. I'd say the main difference, the food here is much better. Sorry, the 5th. The food here is California tapas style. It's small bites like wood fire pizzas, sushi, fresh oysters. Everything is really meant to be shared, which makes this a great place for a bigger group dinner or even an intimate date night. The drinks here, delicious. I still reminisce about this passion fruit martini I had the last time I came. Oh my God, so good. And the drink prices are actually pretty reasonable. They're comparable to the other places, around 18 bucks a cocktail. They also serve local beers on tap and have a pretty decent wine list too. So this is a lounge, and it definitely feels that way on the weekends. Last time I went, the DJ was playing all the jams from the 90s. Here's the 90s again. But anyway, they had like everything in between. It was like from 90s dance to reggaeton, but it was a lot of fun. They do book out pretty far in advance, especially on the weekends and especially in the summertime. So please plan accordingly. You can also rent out space here for private parties too. I've witnessed some of these parties. They're a lot of fun. But Rise is open the most out of all the rooftop bars. They're open every day except Monday. And of course, dinner time only, just like all the others. And during the week, they also have a few specials. So they have 50% off Fiesta Tuesday and also another 50% off Wine and Cheese Wednesday. So you get like charcuterie boards for 50% off. I really love this place, but let's see how it ranks amongst the others. So let's talk best food. So best food by far is gonna be top of the V. Top of the V is very upscale. The price of the food is gonna be a little bit more expensive, but the quality, I mean, every time I go there, I leave full and very happy. It is delicious. That's number one for best food. The best fireworks view, all right, this one's kind of a toss-up. You've got the 5th or you've got Rise. And they're different angles of the fireworks. You kind of see more of a straight-on fireworks show from Rise, but it's a little bit farther away because the fireworks are at Disneyland and you're at California Adventure. At the 5th, you're kind of looking at it and it's a little over to the right, so you're kind of glaring over, but it's closer. I'm gonna say the best view is probably the 5th, and only because it's just a smidge closer to the fireworks. Now, best date night. So best date night, depending on what kind of date night you want to have, I'm gonna say top of the V. It's fancy, and they also offer some romantic dinner experiences too. That's kind of a perk of going there. But if you want something a little bit more lively, then I'm gonna suggest the 5th or Rise. And I created a category called easiest access. So the easiest place to get in is gonna be Parkestry at the JW. They usually will have some last minute reservations on OpenTable. If they don't, you can try to do a walk-up. And if you can't even get in there, there's a hotel bar downstairs in the lobby that sells some of the same beverages too. All right, drum roll please, because we're gonna talk about the best overall out of all 4 rooftop bars, and that is going to be Rise. Yes, this is my favorite. I would say out of food, view of the fireworks, ambiance, it's fun, and also it's got a good value. So drinks and food are priced reasonably, valet is covered. That's it about the rooftop bars, but Anaheim has so much more. If you're interested in learning more about Anaheim, be sure to check out these couple videos here. And if you're looking to make Anaheim your next home, I'd love to hear from you. I've got my link to my calendar in the description below. Click the link, make an appointment that works for you, and we'll talk soon. I appreciate you stopping by, and I guess we'll see y'all real soon.